Hello, today we are going to install DOSBox, which is a Microsoft DOS emulator. This is how it looks like. I've just started it. I mounted the directory dosprogs from my home directory as the C drive. Let's switch there. We can enter full screen with Alt+Enter. Let's use a file manager, the classic one for DOS, which is Norton Commander. I have just two things installed in here, Norton Commander and Dyna Bomberman. So let's see how the application looks like. Game start. Cinematics. And yay, we're inside Dyna Bomberman. Oh, success. We killed an enemy. Okay, so you can play many DOS times games. Let's exit. And run my MS-DOS applications. So the applications that were popular in the start of the 90s, before Windows 95 took hold of the personal computer. Let's look a bit at the system. The mouse does not work okay for me, so I should ignore the mouse. This is an orthodox file manager, twin pane file manager named Norton Commander. There was a sibling to it called DOS Navigator and many other clones. This is the C drive. I have one game and the directory where I installed Norton Commander. A was for the normal floppy drive, the one with 1.4 megabytes, and then B was for the larger floppy disks, and Z is for the DOSBox. This thing. Okay. There's no directories by default in the Z drive. There's just the autoexec bot. Let's look at it. Blaster is probably something about sound. And these are executable files. We use mount in order to mount from the host operating system a directory into one of the drives, the way I did it for the C drive. We use imgmount for mounting files as a CD-ROM drive, so in D or as a floppy disk drive, so in A There's keyboard for changing the keyboard layouts. So let's actually do everything from scratch, reinstall DOSBox, configure it, install Norton Commander from floppies, F10 to exit, and exit from the emulator. Okay, so I searched on Google for wiki DOSBox to go to the Wikipedia page for DOSBox. It was last released in 2019, so 4 years ago. The version is 0.74-3. Started in 2002. You can run MS-DOS games and also Windows 31, Windows 3.11. Okay, and it tries to emulate the hardware of the start of the 90s. So there's sound cards, MIDI, BIOS, a certain CPU speed, real-time mode CPUs, graphical monitors, Tandy, Hercules, CGA, etc. PC speaker, Gravis, ultrasound, sound blaster, PC joystick, flight stick. Okay, so let's go to the official website, dosbox.com. This great tagline, way more FPS than Counter-Strike. So it says that the latest version is the one that we knew, which is old. And it's available in my operating system, which is Kubuntu 23.10. I'll install it, and then we'll see how we configure it. So sudo su apt search DOSBox. Okay, it's named DOSBox, so let's install it. It's already installed. I can run it either from the command line or it's available in the start menu. DOSBox emulator. This is how it looks by default. It has some conservative defaults. You enter full screen with Alt+Enter, exit with Alt+Enter, and it automatically grabs the mouse, so I cannot click anywhere. So remember the shortcut, which is this one, Ctrl F10 to grab mouse or to ungrab mouse. Okay, so now I can use my mouse as usual. Okay, let's look at a tutorial. Okay, so let's read through the built-in intro. This is the introduction. The command is intro. There's detailed information about how to mount, how to use CD-ROMs, using intro space mount or intro space CD-ROM. Okay. How I want to get started, I'll need a C drive. That will be a directory that exists on my hard disk, which should be named, as an example, dosprogs in my home directory. And since you're in the Z drive, you need to change to the C drive. So you go C: in order to get there. And then you can use dir to change directory. Okay, you can run the programs with the extension exe, bat, and com. There's CD-ROMs, which I'm not going to use. Alt+Enter, go full screen and back. Control F10 to release and capture the mouse. And that's it. Okay, so first of all, let's exit and create this directory. Where are you? I need to exit the mouse grab, so Control F10. Control F10. Okay, so make a directory, dosprogs. Let's mount it. So the command line is mount, and then the name of the drive, and then the name of the directory that exists on the host machine. There's no auto-completion. Okay, we need to change to C: There's nothing there, it's very empty. The first thing that I want to do, in order not to do file management from the command line, so in order not to use the DOS command, so dir make dir cd rm dir copy, etc. I want to use the file manager that I have always used in DOS, which is Norton Commander. So for that, I'm going to get the floppy drives. It's on 3 floppy drives. I need to mount one floppy drive, copy the contents into a directory on C, on the C drive. So let's make a directory for that. Let's call it kit. Okay, so let me get the floppy drives. So I have put the 3 floppy disk 1.4 megabyte images named DISK1.IMG through disk03.img in the directory ~dosprogs/kit. Let's see how we can mount those. So we're on Z:. Let's navigate to this directory. So that's mount C and then ~dosprogs. We should automate this part such that I do not always have to write mount space C space ~dosprogs. Okay, C:. DOS is case insensitive, so you can write either lowercase C: or uppercase C:. You need to write C:, otherwise it will not switch from the Z: drive. You cannot change directory from one drive to another because cd/d does not work yet. This thing. Okay, so this is an extension that did not exist probably in MS-DOS. In order to switch to the Z drive, you need to go Z: and then change to the directory that you want, the directory from the Z: drive. So back to C:, it remembers where you were last time on a drive. So we need to be in the directory kit. Let's see what's inside. There's the 3 files. And now I need to mount the first one as a floppy disk. So that's not mount, because that's for directories. We want image mount. That's for files. but then it doesn't have a help. So I searched online, DOSBox image mount floppy. I took the first result in here from the DOSBox wiki, and it says that the syntax is image mount drive. So I want to mount a 1.4 floppy, that would be the A drive. Image file, that's DISK1.IMG, and -t image type would be floppy. So let's use this thing. The name of the file, we have autocompletion, and -t floppy. The command lines are case insensitive, so you can go either minus lowercase t or minus uppercase t, does not matter. Okay. Now we want to copy the content of the floppy to the directory c:\kit\nc, like this. So copy a : everything to here. There's no directories on the floppy. There's just files, so I have copied all of the files, *.*. Now I need to unmount the floppy drive, which I'm not sure how to do. Mount /u, like this. Just a second, let me find out. Usually the command line parameters in DOS command lines are with /, but in this case it's with minus. So mount space -u and then the drive, which means unmount the drive letter. So there's no A : anymore. Let's go back to the directory where we have the second disk. In here. Okay, do we have history? Like this. So disk number 2. Okay, and then change to the NC directory and copy the contents from the floppy disk. Okay, unmount again this thing. CD to the parent directory, mount again with using image mount. Disk 03. Copy everything again. Like this. Unmount again. Like this. And let's see, the files should be all in here in this directory. I'm not sure what's the name of the file. Let's look in the file manager. Exit the grep, Ctrl F10, Ctrl F10. So it's NC, extension is exe, and it's named install. Okay, so Alt+Enter, install. You could put the extension .exe or not, it's the same thing. You can make it all lowercase or even mixed case. Select the colors that will display best color. Continue. Full install. c:\nc. Yes, that's it. Continue. So I didn't want to install from the floppy disk because then I would need to insert the first floppy disk, install there, from there, and then it requires that I remove the first floppy disk, put a second floppy disk, the installation will continue, etc. So I do not want those headaches. I've put the first disk, copied all of the files into c:/kit/nc, remove the floppy disk, put the second one, copied all of the contents of the floppy into c:/kit/nc, and the same for the third floppy image. Reboots your computer. How do you do that? Hopefully it doesn't reboot my computer, my host computer. Okay, let's see where we are at. So C, the ultimate test C:. I need to mount it, so let's use the instructions that we have in here, where it says that I should edit dosbox.conf file. So let's do that. This guy. Let's make a copy first, backup copy. And edit it. Okay, so at the very end, there should be an auto-exec part. So this is an INI file. Auto-exec this guy. Okay, lines in this section will be run at startup. You can put your mount lines here. So the exact command lines that I'm running at the DOS prompt. So that would be mount and C and ~dosprogs. And that's it. Let's exit, restart. Okay. And now I have drive C. Let's change there. Backslash is the root directory in the drive C. And C, and then the name of the executable, nc.exe. I usually start it like this: C:, goes to the C drive, and then \nc, or you can be in any other drive and start it with a full path, which is C:\nc with the extension .exe or not. Okay, it starts in this interesting way, which is the Norton Commander, not Norton Commander, the Norton Commander setting that only shows the active pane. So this is a dual pane file manager, has the left pane and the right pane. Let's look at the help, which is F1, and try to find out where that setting is. Okay, keyboard reference. So these are most of the shortcuts that work in the file manager. And the setting is toggle inactive panel on or off with Control P. So escape and Control P. And now it looks like it should. We switch between panes with the tab key. Control O to show temporarily the command prompt that sits behind the two panes, Control O to get back. F1, the status bar says F1 is help, F2 is menu, F3 is view, F4 is edit, F5 is copy, F6 is move, F7 is create directory, F8 is delete, and F10 is quit Norton Commander. Okay, so we can navigate in here. It's not easy to determine what's a directory, what's a file. The things with extensions are probably files. So this is where Norton Commander has installed itself using the Norton Commander installer. This is the kit directory where I still have the 3 floppy image disks. So let's actually delete those. Insert, insert, insert. So this is multi-selection, F8. There's no recycle bin in here, so be very careful with what you do. And delete all. Okay, so that's about it. Next up, let's install a game such as the Dyna Bomberman and see how that thing works. Let's actually make the default resolution a bit bigger. Let's make the fonts a bit bigger by default. So for that, we exit. And the changes that worked were these ones. So let's apply them. F4. At the start, it says full resolution and window resolution. Make this 768 by 1024. And this does not work if I use the output surface, so I need a better output. So the possibilities are overlay, OpenGL, or OpenGL NB. Let's go with OpenGL. Save. And now when we restart, it's a bit bigger, so the fonts are bigger. And entering and exiting full screen still works correctly. Okay, we need to exit grab, Control F10, Control F10. Control F10. What does it do? Okay, so you enter grab with Control F10. It enters grab by default. Then you cannot click anywhere, not even to close the DOSBox. So you go Control F10 to exit grab. Now you can close by closing the window. Okay. Okay, so I got Dyna Blaster Bomberman. It's a zip file. It's enough to just unzip it and move the unzipped directory in /dosprogs. Start DOSBox again. C:, and then let's start Norton Commander to see what's in that directory. /nc/nc. Dyna, and the executable is named dyna.exe. And that's it. It should have sound. The speed should be the same as the original speed on real hardware. and you do your things. Not like this. Okay, so exit the game. Press escape multiple times. Let's try to install one more game from the old times, which is Prehistoric. No, I'm not sure what's the name of the game. So it comes in this case as a 1.4 megabyte floppy disk image. So let's do the same thing. How do we do it? Exit Norton Commander. Go to the directory, cd / cd hit dir. Okay. Image mount. What's the name? A, and then disk, and then minus the floppy. Okay. Switch to the drive, a colon, see what's in there. We cannot see because that's 53 files. So let's start Norton Commander. re2inst.bat. So the extensions that we're looking for are exe, com, or bat. Not ex underscore, not underscore ex, or other interesting extensions. So we have this directory, but it's not in here. And then we have pre2 and pre2inst. So I'm guessing this is the installer. Oh, French. Installation terminée. It didn't install anything though. I did not manage to install Prehistorian. Now I'm trying with a Turbo C++ from Borland. So it comes as 3 disks, floppy disks. I've copied the content to c:/git/t. And now let's see if we manage to install this time. So I see that the installer is named install. Enter to continue. Source to use. .c. Enter the source path, correct? Enter the directory where the install should take place. Correct, c:/tc. And everything is selected to be installed. Start installation. Millions of high school students have learned using Borland Turbo C++ and Borland Turbo Pascal and Borland Turbo Debugger and Borland Turbo Assembler and Borland Turbo C. And it was used at international competitions. Okay, so it's installed. I should have it in the path environment variable. This is the readme file with a plain text viewer. Okay, where is it? I'm not sure. Colon /nc/nc. So C:/TC turbo C++, and the executable is tc.exe. And this is it, an entire integrated development environment with a compiler, assembler, debugger, a ton of source code, example source code, standard C++ library, mega fast compiler, text editor, text viewer, etc. on just 3 floppy disks, 1.4 megabytes each. And I do not know what to write in here. Like this. Whoa. Alt F9 to compile. Any key to close. And the run menu. How do we do that? Alt F10. Run Ctrl F9. And F10 run. Where is the terminal? Output. Okay, so this is it. I have installed DOSBox, which is the DOS emulator. It runs, so it's both an emulator and also contains parts of MS-DOS, enough parts that most MS-DOS software, including binary commercial one installed from installers and floppy disks and CD-ROMs, etc., work correctly out of the box. So you just bring the classic MS-DOS installers and software, and DOSBox does the rest. Thank you.